mimi nitaendelea kuheshimu watu. Lakini isikuja siku moja mtu aone heshima anapewa afikirie watu wako na uoga.
Well, that is the Member of Parliament for Kiharu Constituency, that is Honorable Ndindi Nyoro. You know, when we were growing up, while we were being educated, and you know, learning is a continuous process, it doesn't stop. Actually, if a day gets done, 24 hours elapse without you learning a single thing, then you will be called a very stupid person, because at least you have to learn something. So as we were growing, being educated and now becoming learned, those who used to perform well used to be awarded. And these used to act as a motivational factor for those who are not performing, to be motivated to at least perform like the others so that they could get presents. You see, this is a motivation factor. They were not being discouraged. And we even used to benchmark to the schools that used to perform much better. We will go there, learn the tradition, and get to know what are they doing different, such that they would have excellent performance, different from what in our school will be having or will be getting at the end of our joint exams. So that would help us at least change a few things, try to realign with their culture, not having exactly like them, but at least developing what would work for us in the setup that you are in. What am I talking about? Back to politics. Instead of leaders embracing what Ndindi Nyoro is doing in Kiharu constituency, like I said yesterday in this video, the problem that we have in our country is the politics of ethnicity, negative ethnicity, politics that are detrimental to the growth of the society, politics that are physically, emotionally, and psychologically damaging to the citizenry. Now, there is a person whose constituency is performing so much better, and he is using only the CDF, the National Government Constituency Development Fund, allocated to them from the taxes collected all over the country. Remember, we have what we call equitable allocation of resources. You see, constituency A, B, C, and D cannot get equal distribution of funds to run their constituency, but they will get equitable. What is the difference between equal and equitable? It means if we are having a race with someone who is physically challenged, and we are running like 20 meters or 100 meters, where if the same touch line that I'm supposed to begin my race is the same touch line that person who is physically challenged will also be to begin the race. It means we are going to have we are being given equal opportunity to showcase our talent, but in terms of fairness, it is not fair for him or her, because they are physically challenged, and personally all my organs are working properly. None of them is mutated. None of them is challenged. I am functioning so much better. So it is obvious that I'm going to win the race. But when we so that one is about equality. But when we talk about equitable allocation, it means now this physically challenged person is a few meters, like maybe is even given 50 meters ahead of me, so that by the time they reach the touchline, at least they are able. So we are being given equitable time. So it means constituency A might have 10,000 people and constituency B might have 6,000 people. So you cannot give all of them 100,000, because what these people are contributing in terms of taxes and what these people are contributing in terms of taxes are way much different. Therefore, it is not right for certain leaders to start peddling lies and propaganda, like the member of parliament for Suna East, that is Junet, Mohammed, and also Kimani, Ichungwa, that are now trying to peddle lies that Ndindi Nyoro used to allocate himself a lot of money for the constituency while he was the chair for the Parliamentary Committee for Budgeting and Appropriations. Now, for people who are so myopic and they don't go deep into analyzing politics and development. Of course, we cannot do away with politics, because we know politics is the fight for power to allocate resources, to get to know who gets what, when, how, when, and why. You understand? Now, they already got that power. You as a mwananchi, you should be a person who really needs to sit down and get to dig deep into issues and get to know, is our leader performing what he promised in the mandate, what she promised in the mandate? The same thing that I talked about yesterday. If you see your leader fighting another leader because they're bringing in development, then there must be a problem with the society that we are in. And to a larger extent, and the blame goes to the government. How do you fight someone who's actually performing, someone who has the interest of mwananchi at their heart, someone who knows that my constituents are lacking water, my constituents are lacking better education, so let me do this to better their health, to better the education sector, of which at the end of the day, if constituencies grow, then it will sum up to a country and the credit will be to the government of the day. But even that, you are fighting. But remember, this guy was not always in these parliamentary committees for budget and appropriations committee. He was never there. This is the first time. But we know his record is clean in terms of managing the CDF and developing the constituency. It is not something that he just woke up one day and did do that. So telling us that he was allocating himself so much money, but look at even what was being allocated to other constituencies. That small which you have been getting, what have you been able to do with it?
Na ndio mimi mkanieleza mkinilea, ni vizuri na heshimu watu wote. Na ndio maana hata muhula yangu ya kwanza, hata kama tulifanya siasa ambayo ilikuwa very high octane, hata kama we were criticizing government, nilijaribu sana nisitukane mtu. Criticizing sio kutukana, sio. Na kwa hivyo hata saa hii mimi nikiwa mbunge wa Kiharu, mimi nitaendelea kuheshimu watu. Lakini isikuja siku moja mtu aone heshima anapewa afikirie watu wako na uoga. Mimi nitaendelea kuheshimu kila mtu, na heshimu kila mtu. Na mimi sina shida na mtu afanye kazi yake, mimi nafanya yangu, yule mwingine yake, kwa sababu wananchi ndio tunatumikia. Lakini kitu moja naona hakuna haja ya kufanya, ni unarusha hii maneno na mimi narusha hii. Hata tukirushiana maneno haitasaidia wananchi wa kwako, haitasaidia wananchi wa kwetu.
Exactly. Respect does not amount to fear. I might be respecting you, but I might not be fearing you. Remember, again, when it comes to respect, it's a two-way traffic. But this government, all it knows is when you criticize them, they think that you are abusing them. No, it's like you are peddling, you're peddling abuses or insults to them. Why are they becoming so emotional in these? Because indeed they are an oppressive regime that is geared towards maintaining their interest and protecting their property acquired through dubious means, through rubbing shoulders with corruption. and their helpers and sympathizers are also there. Therefore, you as a common citizen, kindly, you should be able to open your eyes. You should be able to see who is the enemy in all this. I will keep talking till the day that our people will open up their eyes. Let us stop being myopic. When we go to elections, let us elect leaders who are competent enough, leaders who have integrity, who can pass the integrity test. Look at the kind of leaders that we have. People jumping from one party to another, from within the government, without the government. And all they care about is their stomachs, is their bellies. And when you see them talk, it means their bellies are running dry, their pockets are running dry. They need some top up. Once the pocket is topped up, they go back to backing up the government. See people like Raila Odinga lying to us that, I'm not the one who looked for William Ruto. It is William Ruto who looked for me. In what sense? Let us support leaders who are performing. Let us support leaders who are actually delivering the promises they gave during the campaigns. Leaders whom we can have their manifesto and the agenda that was in them, and we counter check the issues on ground and the actual agendas that they did put down in their manifestos. Then we get to see what has been achieved and what has not been able to be achieved, and we get to get answers. Why hasn't this been achieved? Because it is your right, you pay taxes. Therefore, if majority of us will be having that myopic thinking and reasoning through emotions and not logic, then as a country we might be failing. Mine is just to make sure that I give you at least some civic education. If not civic education, let's try to talk to you and try to put some sense to you. Because remember, even fools grow older. Wisdom is not judged using white hair. Therefore, let us be very vigilant with the type of leaders that we are electing into power. It's not about electing which hyena that has the most sharp teeth or the least of the sharpest teeth. All of them are hyenas. So let us get to differentiate between animals in clothes of human beings, and let us get to know people who can be able to respect the human dignity and have the interest of the people at their heart, just to make sure that development is reaching to our doorstep. Not that after every 5 years they are back to our doors with sugar, bribing us so that we could vote them back. Let us tell them this time we are tired. As they say, there are no longer fools in the country. Let us make it true. Let us prove to them that we are no longer those fools that they will divide along tribal lines, using that as a tribal capital. I don't know what's your thought on these. Kindly give me your comment in the comment section below. If you're watching from my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and press the notification button, so anytime that we are live or we upload content of this nature, you'll be the very first person to be notified. Ahmed Khalif is my name for the unscripted talks here in DURB Radio. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ramadan Kareem and Swaum Makbul.
Kwa timba kali za Afrika, DURB Radio ndio mpango mzima.